Next panelist is Sneeringer, and she's from Exodus International.
I'm wearing the closest thing I have to your color tonight. In fact, I went to a garnet and gold store and referred to the maroon shirts, and I was corrected. So I was educated, and I did get my FSU shirt. So I agree with the Reverend that homosexuality is not a choice, and I don't want to be misunderstood on that. That I did not choose my homosexual orientation. And one of my passions is to educate the Christian community on that, because I want them to know that. I think they sound really ignorant when they say things like that. I also don't think it's genetic, so that would be where I would respectfully disagree. I don't believe it's something that we're born with, but I believe it's somewhere in the middle, and it's a combination of a number of factors, whether that would be some things that happen in our history, could even be temperament, and so that's where I stand on that. I mean, I don't need to get into all of the roots and causes right now. I mean, for me, in my own life, I can tell you, though, what impacted me towards homosexuality were a number of things, including sexual abuse, a breakdown in the relationship with the same-sex parent, having an abusive father, and gender confusion. So those are things that contribute to my homosexual orientation, and I embraced that for a season. Actually, at a time when I was embracing homosexuality, I really believed that I was born that way, because I didn't have an explanation for where my feelings and attractions were coming from. I don't have a faith background as growing up in the church. I had some church exposure as a young girl, but it was kind of distorted, so it really didn't have much of an impact on me, because my dad was a really abusive man in a number of ways, and so even though he took us to church, he didn't model that in the home, so it was really confusing for me. And it was in near the end of my college years, after I had been in homosexuality for a number of years and really felt like this is who I am, or that's who I was, is that when I was evangelized by a group of Christians, and it wasn't intentional, I wasn't looking for God or change or help, but I ended up just being in a situation where I was routinely around a group of Christians, and I think just something about their life and their example and their love for God that was really compelling to me, to where I really wanted to know their God after spending a lot of time with them. And so I became a Christian in 1989, and then I had a conflict with my lifestyle and my faith, because I do believe that the Bible clearly condemns homosexuality in the Old and the New Testament, and so that's again where I would differ. So I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't really know, how do I not be gay? Because that was really what I called myself, and that's where my attractions were, and those were the relationships I was involved in. And it was shortly after that conversion to Christ that I found out about the work of Exodus International. I didn't know there was people that were even trying to help people like me who were Christian but who didn't want to embrace a gay identity. And there's a lot of people who are gay who don't want to be. And if you're here and you're gay and you want to be, I don't have an issue with you. I lead an Exodus ministry in South Florida called Worthy Creations, one that Frank mentioned already. And I work with people who are asking for help. And I think that if there are people who genuinely don't want to embrace that they should have that opportunity to seek help for that, as opposed to being told, oh, you're born this way, you can't, that's it, just embrace it. And I have worked with so many people who've been told that by just all walks of life. And so for me personally, in my journey out of homosexuality, I found that I found resolution to my attractions. It's not that, oh, I really am gay and I'm just saying I'm a celibate homosexual. And I didn't actually know. When I started the journey, I wasn't looking to ever be a spokesperson or anything. I was just I want to follow God. I want to live as He's calling me to, according to His design for my life, which I didn't embrace for a long time, because I wasn't even embracing my own gender for a long time. I was a very butch person. I felt threatened by my femininity because of a history of abuse and watching my mom be abused. And so there were so many factors. It's not just sexually acting out, but it was also being reconciled to my gender. That was a part of my journey. And so through counseling and even through the help of an Exodus ministry, I really found resolution to my attractions. And I do now live in, I don't have conflict now between my faith and my sexuality and my relationships. And I'm at peace with that. And, I know some of you would certainly disagree with that decision, but it's my decision and it's my story. But I just want to say that, there are some people who want to stay gay and some people who don't want to be gay. And I just want to help those who are saying, can you help me? And I offer them what was offered to me, which was a very rich and real and vibrant relationship with Jesus, and also learning how to develop healthy same-sex friendships and even be reconciled to my gender to the point where I feel comfortable as a woman, like I don't feel threatened by my femininity or anything like that, that I'm comfortable in my skin, in my gender. And that's something that I didn't know that I would ever accomplish, and it feels really good. And so thank you for the opportunity to be here.